Hello students, welcome to lecture. Topic is stroke and rheumatic heart disease. Okay, look at this picture. Stroke, hemorrhage in brain, and it leads to paralysis. So stroke is rapidly developed clinical signs of focal or global disturbance of cerebral function lasting more than 24 hours or leading to death with no apparent cause other than vascular origin. TIA, transient ischemic attack, is less than 24 hours. Stroke is infarction or occluded artery. The biology of stroke is such that each moment of ischemia and tissue injury increases the degree of irreversible tissue damage. Burden of disease. Morbidity. 12-country WHO study says 2.2 to 2.5 per 1,000 people per year are affected by this stroke. In mortality, stroke is leading cause of death and disability throughout world. 33% cases die within 3 weeks and 48% die within 1 year. Coronary heart disease is the leading cause of mortality and morbidity for heart related problem, followed by stroke, hypertensive disorders, inflammatory heart disease, rheumatic heart disease, and other forms of heart disease. In this lecture we will cover stroke and rheumatic heart disease. Host factors in India: more than 40 years of age, and in Western world more than 65 years of old are having 80% of cases. Male, then personal history of diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases. Signs and symptoms of stroke are paralysis, paralysis of face, paralysis of arm, speech problem, and time disorientation. Pathogenesis of stroke: stenosis or occlusion or rupture of arteries, interrupted blood supply to brain, interrupted oxygen supply, neurological deficit, and coma or hemiplegia or paraplegia or monoplegia, quadriplegia, paresis, speech impairment or sensory impairment. Types of paralysis: hemiplegia, paraplegia, and quadriplegia. Again, thrombotic stroke, embolic stroke, and cerebral hemorrhage. Thrombotic stroke means blood clot or thrombus blocks blood flow in brain. Embolic stroke means fatty plaque or blood clot embolism breaks away and flows to brain where it blocks an artery. Cerebral hemorrhage is break in blood vessel, aneurysm in brain. Symptoms in stroke are subarachnoid hemorrhage, cerebral thrombosis or embolism, occlusion of cerebral arteries, transient ischemic cerebral ischemia more than 24 hours, ill-defined by cardiovascular disease when underlying pathology is in brain. Risk factors of stroke are non-modifiable risk factors and modifiable risk factors. Non-modifiable risk factors are age, race, sex, low birth weight, family history of stroke or TIA. Modifiable or well-documented risk factors are hypertension, cigarette smoking, diabetes, cardiac disease, atrial fibrillation, sickle cell disease, dyslipidemia, diet, obesity, physical inactivity, postmenopausal hormonal therapy. How to reduce risk? Exercise, diet, tablets, medicines, alcohol, and love, and ban cigarette smoke. So hit the trunk and the branches will fall automatically. So this trunk is smoking, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, atrial fibrillation, male and elderly. Also stroke in young age are problems. Risk factors are cancer, cardiogenic emboli, CNS infection or HIV conditions, congenital artery lesion, and cocaine. Diagnostic procedures are CT scan, MRI, MRA, ocular pneumoplethysmography, OPG, cerebral angiography, arteriography, and transcranial Doppler ultrasonography. Primary prevention of stroke is control of hypertension, control of diabetes, control of cholesterol and saturated fat intake, no alcohol, no smoking, regular exercise, maintain healthy weight, avoid illicit drug like cocaine which is associated with TI. Secondary prevention of stroke is early prevention, early diagnosis and management of TIO or stroke. Patient education is important. Warning signs are sudden numbness, weakness, or paralysis of face, arm, or leg, usually on one side of the body. Confusion, trouble speaking or understanding. Sudden trouble seeing, blurred vision, dizziness, loss of balance or loss of coordination. Sudden severe headache with no known cause. Secondary prevention of stroke is after stroke, ninefold risk of recurrence, 40% at 5 years. Event rate of up to 20% or per year, high risk of atrial fibrillation. Blood pressure control, diabetes management, lipid management, smoking cases and alcohol moderation, weight reduction or physical activity, carotid artery interventions, antiplatelet agents or anticoagulants, statins, diuretics or ACE inhibitors. Secondary prevention of stroke is TIA, non-disabling stroke, control or elimination of vascular risk factors, hypertension, smoking, etc. Antithrombotic, large or small vessels, antiplatelets, ASA, ticlopidine, clopidogrel, ASA, dipyridamole, cardiogenic, cardioembolic, anticoagulants, warfarin. Secondary prevention of stroke or treatment is remove obstruction to restore blood flow to brain, clot busting drugs within 3 years, carotid and arterectomy, angioplasty, preventive medications, antiplatelet drugs, anticoagulants. Tertiary prevention of stroke is disability limitation, prevention of complications, good nursing care, bladder and bowel. Rehabilitation is physical, occupational and psychological. Okay, so we have seen stroke. Now let's move for RSD. It's rheumatic heart disease. So rheumatic heart disease occurs because of infection of streptococcal bacteria. Okay, and this infection is common in low socioeconomic group of persons or people, and this infection leads to communicable disease to non-communicable disease, and this non-communicable disease is rheumatic heart disease. And this non-communicable disease primarily affects on valves. Normal mitral valve, see this normal mitral valve, and this normal mitral valve becomes stenosed as inflamed mitral valve, and it is mostly found in third world countries where children still lack proper nutrition and facilities, predisposing them to many bacteria, one of which is responsible for rheumatic fever and subsequently rheumatic heart disease. So see this world scenario of rheumatic heart disease. So 5 to 7 in Africa, followed by India, okay, China. Area prevalence for per 1000. India is 6 to 11 persons affected per 1000. So days, more number of days in India and China. So RF, rheumatic fever, is the most common cause of heart disease in 5 to 30 year age group. Stroke and RSD. World RSD burden. RSD remains a major health concern around the globe. 15.6 million people have RSD in the world. Okay. In India, rheumatic fever is endemic and remains one of the major causes of cardiovascular disease, accounting for 25 to 40% of acquired heart disease. India is in a phase of technological transition. On the one hand, there is burden of RSD, and on other hand, government resources are scarce. RSD in India, prevalence 5 to 1000 population of 5 to 15 age group, 1 million RSD cases in India. Hospital admissions due to RSD is 20 to 30% of CVD. Etiology of ARF. Acute rheumatic fever is a systemic disease of childhood. It is a delayed non-superiority to URTI with group A beta hemolytic streptococci. Okay, it is a diffuse inflammatory disease of connective tissue, primarily involving heart, blood vessels, joints, subcutaneous tissues, and CNS. Okay, group A streptococci enters from nose, nostrils, then it causes sore throat, streptococcal pharyngitis. T cells activated by streptococcal antigen. B cells produce anti-streptococcal antibodies. Antibodies and T cells cross-react with antigens of cardiac sarcolemma and valvular glycopeptides. Myocardial cell. Myocarditis or valvulitis, repeated antigen exposure, chronic rheumatic heart disease, tricuspid valve, aortic valve, mitral valve, bacterial endocarditis, mitral valve, aortic valve, tricuspid valve, chronic valvulitis or insufficiency, mitral valve, aortic valve, tricuspid valve. So epidemiological factors are M type 5, streptococcal sore throat, ARF, then RSD. 5 to 15 years, most susceptible persons, both sexes are affected. Environmental factors are overcrowding, poor sanitation, poverty. Incidence more during winter and early spring. Age and diagnosis. Early ages are prone. Antigen of outer protein cell wall of GABHS induces antibody response. Autoimmune damage to heart valves, subcutaneous tissues, tendons, joints, and basal ganglia of brain. Immune system response. Okay, this is important. This is important, and it turns communicable disease into non-communicable disease. How? So immune complexes formed during this infection. They deposits at inflammatory sites, joints, and myocardium and skin, and it causes arthritis. Clinical features are arthritis, fleeting and fleeting migratory polyarthritis involving joint pains, major joints. Commonly involved joints are knee, ankle, elbow, and wrist. Occur in 80% involved joints are exquisitely tender. In children below 5 years, it is mild, but carditis is more prominent. Arthritis does not progress to chronic disease. Carditis manifests as pericarditis, that is, endocarditis, myocarditis, and pericarditis occurs in 50% of cases. Carditis is the only manifestation of rheumatic fever that leaves us a sequelae and permanent damage to the organ. Valvulitis occur in acute phase. Chronic phase, fibrosis, calcification, and stenosis of heart valves or fishmouth valves. Prevalence of RSD or RF and pattern of valve involvement in the community. Mitral valve stenosis as seen in rheumatic heart disease. Mitral valve stenosis. See this, how occlusion occurs. Rheumatic heart disease, abnormal mitral valve, thick fused chordae. Sydenham's chorea. It occurs in 5 to 10% of cases, mainly in girls 1 to 15 years of age. It clinically manifests as clumsiness, deterioration of handwriting, emotional liability, or grimacing of face. Clinical signs: pronator sign, jack in the box sign, and milking sign. Erythema marginatum occur in less than 5%. Unique transient serpiginous lesions of 1 to 2 inches in size. Pale center with red irregular margin. More on trunk and limbs and non-itch. Worsens with application of heat. Often associated with chronic carditis. Subcutaneous nodules. See the picture. Occurs in 10%. Painless, pea-sized palpable nodules. Mainly over extensor surfaces of joints, spine, scapulae, and scalp. Associated with strong serosensitivity, always associated with severe carditis. Other features are minor features: fever, polyarthralgia, pallor, anorexia, loss of weight. See the clinical manifestations of acute rheumatic fever: polyarthritis, carditis, erythema marginatum, chorea, subcutaneous nodules. Within 6 months. Laboratory diagnosis of high ESR: anemia, leukocytosis, elevated C-reactive protein, ASO titer more than 200 Todd units, peak value attained at 3 weeks and then comes down to normal by 6 weeks. Anti-DNase B test, throat culture, CGABH, streptococci. Acute rheumatic fever: valvulitis, whoosh, whiz, gurgles. Valvulitis, whoosh, whiz, gurgles. And pericarditis is rub. And myocarditis is lub-dub group. Then in Ashop nodules, then arthritis or arthralgia, Sydenham's chorea, St. Vitus dance, erythema marginatum, subcutaneous nodules. So most important is this: valvular pericardium, myocardium. Valvular is whoosh, whiz, gurgle, and pericardium, rub, myocardium, lub, gub. Okay. ASO titer, then C streptococca in chain. And beta hemolytic streptococca from the throat. Okay. Rheumatic fever is mainly clinical diagnosis. No single diagnostic test, sign, or laboratory test available for diagnosis. Diagnosis based on modified Jones criteria. Okay, see this criteria. Diagnostic categories and criteria. Primary episode of rheumatic fever: 2 major or 1 minor and 2 minor manifestations plus evidence of preceding group A streptococcal infection. Recurrent attack of rheumatic fever in a patient without established rheumatic heart disease. 2 major or 1 major or 2 minor manifestations plus evidence of preceding group A streptococcal infection. Recurrent attack of rheumatic fever in a patient with established rheumatic heart disease. 2 minor manifestations plus evidence of preceding group A streptococcal infection. Rheumatic chorea and insidious onset of rheumatic carditis. Other major manifestations or evidence of group A streptococcal infection not required. Chronic valve lesions of rheumatic heart disease. Patient presenting for first time with pure mitral stenosis or mixed mitral valve disease and or aortic valve disease. Do not require any other criteria to be diagnosed as having rheumatic heart disease. Major manifestations, minor manifestations, strophating evidence of persisting pre-streptococcal infection within the last 45 days. Carditis, polyarthritis, chorea, erythema marginatum, subcutaneous and nodules, clinical fever and polyarthralgia, laboratory elevated erythrocyte sedimentation rate (ESR) or leukocyte count, electrocardiogram or prolonged PR interval, elevated or rising anti-streptolysin O (ASO) or other streptococcal antibody, or a positive throat culture or a rapid antigen test for group A streptococcus or recent scarlet fever. Exceptions to Jones criteria: chorea alone if other causes have been excluded. Insidious or late onset carditis with no other explanation. Patients with documented RSD or prior rheumatic fever or one major criteria are of fever, arthralgia or high CRF CRP suggests a recurrence. Pitfalls in Jones criteria. Difficult to diagnose ARF when carditis is only manifestation, especially in recurrence. Subclinical carditis is difficult to detect clinically. Clinical carditis is present but supporting minor criteria are not fulfilled. When previous cardiac status is unknown, it is difficult to say whether the findings are usually acute carditis or recurrence or it is old RSD. In cases of polyarthralgia, if not evaluated for ARF, they would go undiagnosed. Differential diagnosis: juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, septic arthritis, sickle cell arthropathy, Kawasaki disease, myocarditis, scarlet fever, and leukemia. Prevention and control. Primary prevention is to prevent the first attack of RF by detection and treatment of streptococcal throat infection. Many infections are inapparent or undiagnosed. High risk approach: surveillance of streptococcal pharyngitis among school children. Sore throat should be swabbed and cultured. If streptococca, give penicillin. If culture is not possible, a sore throat can be treated with benzathine penicillin. Dose is 1.2 million units in adults, 0.6 million units in children, or oral penicillin G or penicillin V for 10 days. Erythromycin in case of allergy to penicillin. Secondary prevention is prevention of recurrences of RF. Identification of RF cases. 1 intramuscular penicillin injection at 3 weeks interval for at least 5 years or till the age child reaches 18 years, whichever is latter. For carditis cases, 10-year treatment after the last attack or till 25 years of age. For more severe cases, lifelong treatment. Okay, guys. So remember, simple rheumatic fever, 3 weeks intervals of penicillin, or child reaches up to 18 years. For carditis, 10 years. For severe cases like CNS, chorea, and that, lifelong treatment. Other measures in secondary prevention: survey to know the prevalence of RSD among school children every 5 years in 6 to 14 years age group. Prognosis: rheumatic fever can recur whenever the individual experiences new GABG, streptococcal infection, if not on prophylactic medicines. Good prognosis for older age group and if no carditis during the initial attack. Bad prognosis for younger children and those with carditis with valvular lesions. MCQs. All are features of acute rheumatic fever except is always causes residual joint damage. So rheumatic fever, pancreatitis, Kericum's murmur, and chorea. What heart problem may be caused ironically by the body's attempt to protect itself from a streptococcal throat infection? So it is rheumatic heart disease and not cardiomyopathy, coronary arthroplasty, and infective endocarditis. When teaching a patient about long-term consequences of rheumatic fever, the nurse should discuss possibility of valvular heart disease. Okay. Pulmonary hypertension, supravenous conversion to hypertrophy of right ventricle. So, which is priority nursing intervention for a patient during the acute phase of rheumatic fever? So, antibiotic is priority. Again, antibiotic is important. Which of the following nursing actions should the nurse prioritize during the care of a patient who has recently recovered from rheumatic fever? Okay, antibiotic only. Okay, guys, we finished the lecture.